What's up, y'all? This is RVS.
This is ROD, aka Rated R.
And we are the We Coming For You cast. And we talk about pro wrestling from a black dude's perspective. Tell them what they can expect on this here podcast.
Oh, we gonna give you all the raw and dirty and everything black from AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, and any other wrestling in between. If you want your wrestling unfiltered, uncensored, and you want it raw, you need to subscribe to the We Come For You cast.
Right here on SOLC Network.
Like, that's a tough situation. Like, it's a tough situation because he knew his dad was outside. When you that old, you know your daddy outside. Like, you know, like Pops is out here in the streets.
Yeah.
So, you know, to have to deal with that and hide that, it sucked. And I'm really happy that LJ gets to live his truth. And his father made a complete, like, 180.
Yeah.
He went from, like, being, like, a terrible motherfucker to being, like, my son is not, I'm sorry, they are non-binary. And like, he learned the lingo and used it properly. And that showed growth, too. But LJ forced his father to evolve, and I think that's good too.
I agree.
Yep.
So let's talk about the man, the LJ Senior. Or I guess LJ.
That's a wild boy.
He was. I was not expecting. You know what? It's sad. I wasn't expecting him to show out the way he did, but I had to remember, like, that's what he was doing.
I was about to say, I knew he
like,
was gonna show out. Like,
but I don't
that's
know.
how he was always. That's how he had been.
Me ago, I knew he was gonna show out, and
he was knocking him down.
But this showing out was out of hurt. He didn't want to love again.
Coping with grief, for sure.
He was like, if I love again and I lose somebody else, this might really break me.
Exactly. I don't know if I can deal with that pain.
Yeah. So this was different.
It was probably just like to have a warm body, like, you know what I'm saying? Just to have somebody there for that moment and to fulfill a need and be done. But he was going through grief, and we saw that a lot. So it was nice to see it from a black male perspective. So
that's usually how we go through grief too.
I was just about to say, that's typically how you want to go through grief.
That's absolutely how that is. A bad breakup, or I've never been divorced, but if I was to get divorced, I'm back outside like instantly. Like it's an instant thing. Like, because that's how men cope. Like, okay, she left me, she died, whatever. I need to go. I'm back outside. So I understood it. I was like, damn.
That's true, but it seemed like it was chipping away at him each time. It was like he was getting weaker and weaker with every knockdown. So
I think it's because his friends were around to see it. He was doing it like when you're doing dumb shit by yourself, it hit different than when people are not judging you and seeing you do the shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you get around people that you really care about and they see you like, my man was like, he used rubber 75% of the time. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
you being reckless.
Like
reckless.
You don't care no more. Like, at this point, it's not just you outside. Like, you are literally like in the wilderness naked with no gun, no nothing. You just outside. I was scared for him. I thought he was gonna have some kids.
That analogy. Yeah. No, I
what do y'all think about Lance? What do y'all think about Lance's kind of evolution with the whole idea that Mia was messing with Harper and being cool with
one time?
So she wasn't messing with.
That was her get back. That was her getting her lick back.
She got her lick back, and it was one time.
And that was one time, yeah.
That's how I look at it.
I think the bro code is the thing, though, man.
You don't get a man back like that, as Jay-Z would so eloquently say.
No, that's not. Yeah, and also Ghostface Killer said it as well.
That's a. If you're gonna get one get back, that's a big Joker type of get back. Like that. Like, I mean, she. If you're gonna get back, get his best friend, I guess, or his barber.
His barber.
Because that's gonna cut him deep too. There's only certain things that's gonna cut you deep, you know.
Yeah,
because I gotta find this barber. That's a real construction.
What is that?
No, it's a real construction. So, like, think about if your man mess with your beautician. You gotta figure out a whole that's actually worse probably than your best friend. Because I gotta figure out my whole situation. Like, you mess with my barber, it's like, Dude, I gotta find a barber. I've been with him for 10 years.
You want to hurt a man? Sleep with his barber. Like it's over.
100%.
That I just gave you the big joker.
Yeah, that's worse than the best friend.
He can't go to the barbershop no more, especially if you then came by there with him and now you coming by with the barber. Now all the other barbers know, all the other people he beat. Like that's our therapy sometimes going to the bar. You got to go do a whole new barbershop. If you want to hurt a man, smash his barber. I'm telling you.
Or his best friend.
We can get up. You know what? I think you can get over your best friend quicker than your barber.
100%.
Wow.
Really?
We're gonna have to dive into that.
Because we got a friend hierarchy. It's a nigga that's kind of my best friend that could just step up and be my new best friend. Like, all right, fuck him, new best friend. Find a new barber is tough. Like, unless you just got one friend, you got Daryl, my friend. Like, I'm like, shit, you fuck my best friend? Guess I'm hanging out with Daryl. Fuck it. You fuck my barber? I'm in dire straits. I'm fucked up. Like I'm sad.
So from a male perspective, what do you think that it was for Lance to be able to get over or to?
Lance get over stuff like that, especially if it's something that happened, whatever many years ago. I didn't even know I was gonna marry this chick back then. I was clearly cheating on her every road game and doing whatever.
Yes.
Like, I think that made it easier to get over with. If they were grown, it would have been much tougher.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you grown in college, but I mean, like in a career.
I
like,
know what you meant.
Yeah.
It's after 25. After 25, the brakes is off after 25.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, you should. At that point, we friends for real. I don't even know if we'll be friends with you after college. You might move to Seattle. I don't know what the fuck gonna happen after college, but if we still friends, and I'm mid-20s, and now you smashing my girlfriend / fiance, like that's a big deal. But no, y'all smashed like junior year, and we 28 now. I'm not gonna trip. I mean, I'll be upset. We might scrap. We might have to slap box, but I'm not gonna like. You're not cut off forever. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
But would you have gotten over because you understand why she did it or how it happened? Is that where the understanding?
It's gonna take time. It's not gonna be instantaneous.
But is that an inward perspective? Because then you're like, damn, what did I do to make her? Or like, how are y'all looking at that?
I mean, if Lance know what the fuck he was doing, I mean, so he knew. Like he knew. Like he knew. And he even admitted in the first movie, he was like, I kind of thought she had slept with somebody. I just didn't think it was you.
It was you. Yeah.
So I mean, we men have this thing. Mario Winans made a song called I Don't Want to Know. We put our blinders on sometimes, for better or for worse. And as long as it's not egregious, especially if we are guilty ourselves, we just be like, you know what? Whatever. We passed it. She got a lick back, but she not outside. She wanted to get a lick back. She got me. Fuck it. Now,
she got me.
I earned it. It's different when the rabbit got the gun. She got the gun now. Like, but not my best friend or my barber. I'm just saying. Pick a different nigga. There's plenty of niggas.
There's plenty of niggas.
There's plenty of niggas. Pick a nigga.
Yeah, it's plenty. Don't be in my crew though.
They not a good crew now. Y'all make the nigga a good crew now.
Right.
Daryl, I'm not thinking that they might not be a good crew as I thought they were. If Q was smashing Shelby and didn't say nothing, and Harper
that's a conspiracy theory. I don't want to put that out of the canon. That's a conspiracy theory.
Don't know that happened.
God damn.
That's QAnon. Literally, his name is Q.
Only cool nigga in the crew is Merch. That's
I told you, Merch is hands down. He's saying 10 toes down.
But I could see her being like, I want to get on this fly dude that got some bread. His family got bread. We can do this or do whatever.
Oh, she definitely smashed Q. She did it.
She smashed Q before him.
Bro, in the second movie, they was like, who got the best head, basically, to Merch. And Merch was like, Shelby. Hands down. And Q was like, yeah, nigga, been that way.
But in the second movie, they were
He did say been that way, so he knew.
No, that's because they had sex after Lance and Mia.
Remember, because they had sex the first movie, at the end of the first movie.
We did not know that they smashed before merge.
He stood on that. That's that. Hey, he stood because they was like you always. They literally, I remember the scene. They was like you always remember who was the best. You always, and that's not a lie. You do. And Q had been very sexually active, and he was like Shelby, hands down. And Merch, who was not so active, was like still Shelby. And I was like, well, Shelby gonna be around for a while.
I can't do that. I can't be on that and think that they was smashing and
I can't.
No, I didn't say a continuous smash. That they might have linked up sophomore year. And Q being so
I ain't gonna put that out there.
And Q so nonchalant, he didn't never talk to her again. So then she was like, you know, this dude Merch seemed cool. I could run him.
This is so hypothetical. We do not know. You cannot. That is not. This is not fantasy of what could have happened.
Okay.
No, we're not living in it.
Coach, keep the party going. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Q then. Since we right here, let's go. We can talk about Q.
Q is my dude. Like, he keep it real. He don't give a fuck how you feel about it. He gonna say how it needs to be said, how everybody is thinking it. And I love him for that. And it's almost like he challenges you. Like, you can't just pull no fast one. Like, nah, he gonna call your ass out regardless. No matter how close y'all are, who around or whatever. And he the comedic relief. Like, even when it got tense between Harp and Robyn arguing, bringing in that Will Smith line, I was dying. Like, it was like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Q. Yeah.
Nah, facts. I love Q too. I agree with you on that. Q gonna keep it real. Q is the one that's gonna call you out on your shit and not think twice about it, because at the end of the day, he know you still gonna fuck with him. Like, we still gonna be cool. So shit, I'm like he told Harper. Remember, he was like in that first movie, now you know you need to tell him about, you know, the book or whatever. And then he told him again when he, you know, when Les whooped his ass, your ass should have told him a long time ago. Like, he was real upfront and honest. Imagine you had your homeboy tell your ass should have told him this after you got your ass whooped. Like, literally right after you got your ass whooped. And he just walked away like it was nothing, because he knew he was Harper was still gonna fuck with him. So I love Q. And the one thing I did not know about Q, and I guess when they built that storyline, I did not know that he was like come from a wealthy family.
No, they talked about it in the first one.
In the first movie.
So I must have missed that one, because
they said it.
I like the depth that they showed with his father this time.
The bachelor party was held at his father's penthouse.
You doing this, living up your pops.
Yeah, the bachelor party from the first one was held at his father's penthouse.
Yep. Yeah. No, it was his dad's hotel.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
That was his dad's hotel.
Nah, I missed that. But I do like how they went more in depth into, you know, him and his character, on what he had to live with, just coming from losing a parent and then having his father raise him, which kind of makes sense on why he was such a ladies' man for so long, because he didn't necessarily have his mother there. So yeah, Q cool with me.
I still think Q had some character development, like, because Q was a wild boy, but I think he fell into that until the heart attack. He really embraced being a husband.
And a father.
And a father, even though she wouldn't call him dad and all that. You know, he was being extra nice, getting played almost, trying to buy her love. Which, you know,
he buying back time.
Yeah.
He missed.
And the heart attack was a setback because he saw his mortality and he was like, I just want to live it up. And I think also seeing his father get old and kind of, you know, lose a step was messing with him too. Because, you know, getting old, it can be tough. So I think those things made him want to let me drink more, let me smoke more, let me live my life to the fullest. When really you can do those things in moderation and live a longer life. And not just for you. When you're a father and a husband, you're doing that for your wife and your child. And I think that second heart attack kind of snapped him back into reality. Or it wasn't a heart attack. Sorry, I guess
the nerve.
The pinched nerve. It snapped him back into reality because he was like, "Yeah, I got to start acting right." Because she was dope. She was trying to make him eat healthy, trying to make him do this, and he was just being an evil old man pushing back. I'm gonna take 8 shots, bro. You old as fuck. Why are you taking 8 shots? Like, he was wilding. Like, he was wilding like real hard. But he still, him and Shelby are my favorite couple of all of them.
Yeah. So my other thing is that, yes, I believe he was trying to buy her love, but then again, if you come from money, right, and then it's just him and his dad and no mama, that's what his dad did. So he didn't know no other way to showcase how much I love you than to give you gifts. So it could be
it becomes a cycle.
Exactly, it's a cycle. It could be like, this is how my daddy showed me love. Like, he basically gave me whatever I wanted. You my daughter, so I basically give you whatever you want.
Makes sense.
So,
come on, Daryl.
So y'all, what do y'all think about him marrying the other girl, the Halle Berry, Nicole Ari Parker situation with Q?
I thought it was a business deal. I think you said you debunked that, but I thought it was a business deal.
Yeah, so she's supposed to be the face of the hotel.
He didn't know all this. I think his dad set this shit up in general. Like, low key, I'm gonna say I think his dad was messing her before.
I don't know about that. See,
I'm going deep. I'm going QAnon. I'm going QAnon. No, look, this is all speculation. There ain't no fact in this shit. It's all speculation. No, so in my mind, this is the way it goes. So I was thinking that his dad was messing with her though after his mom died. You know, like, yo, this would be dope. Or maybe not even messing with her, but met her, was like, yo, I need to put you in position to mess with my son because I want to be around you because I like you. And put him in that position and everything. I think his dad set that whole thing up, and unbeknownst to him, we just didn't get that in the storyline.
No. Harper did say this seems like a horrible arranged marriage. It did seem arranged. The father was very gung-ho about her.
About them getting married, yeah.
I don't know if it was a lie, but he was plotting. He was definitely plotting on her.
Yeah.
But then he saw Shelby though, because Shelby is popular too. So he's like, well, the money's still good. Like, she popular too. So let me go and switch this up. Let me get cool with her. Because she's popular too.
It could
She's
be
infectious though, bro. Girls like Shelby, man, like you just want to be around them. I ain't gonna even front. Like, they just gotta. It's something about Shelby because she keep it real. Like, she gonna be like, I don't know if you remember the second movie. They was doing the dance. They was doing they did the New Edition joint. And she was like, she wasn't there with nobody, and she was looking at all them niggas like, ooh. And I was like, hey, you doing a lot for them to be your homies, for that to be your line sister husband. You looking at everybody a little strong.
Yes, no, I agree. I agree.
This not her first time trying to get a nigga back either. She tried to get Merch back in part 2.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Again, messy because they were actually married. So
she tried. But you know what?
What you gonna say? She gonna go after what's hers, or is that
no? She learned from her mistake. She said, I ain't gonna let this nigga get married this time. I ain't gonna let him get married this time. I'm gonna get this nigga now. She learned from her mistake.
She learned her.
But what I did like when they went to Quinton's father's house and kind of see that he was starting to hoard things, and was it like dementia was setting in? It was a lot.
Yes, dementia.
But the way that she, was still present for him, but she was so supportive for Quinton because he broke down in that moment. So I love to see that part. And we're talking about marriages, like that is the aspect of their marriage I really, really did like. They were so supportive of each other. So
yeah, it's almost like the ugly part of marriage that people don't necessarily speak about.
Don't see it.
Like, they think it's just rainbows and butterflies, but this is a situation where it's difficult. Like, your husband's father, your father-in-law is basically losing his mind, and you have to be that rock to make sure that he's okay and your husband's okay. And I love that about Quinton, that he picked her And he knew he could, go to her and lean on her, not
and be vulnerable with her.
And not just drink or smoke or talk to his homeboys, really go to his wife. And I like that about Quinton. I like that side about him.
Yeah, I think after the airport scene where he finally got on 2 knees and admitted that he loved her, he was just vulnerable for the rest of the way.
For the rest,
he's like, fuck it. I've already poured my heart out. I've given it to her. Like, this is me.
Mm-hmm.
He also was going through. Hey man, he was going through. My libido ain't what it used to be too. He was popping them Viagra's like crazy. Because she was still because she was still
filming Lance.
She was still raring to go.
Lance was on it too.
Yeah, I mean,
chewing on some bark or something like trying to get
some holistic stuff.
So I don't think that was necessarily he was going through erectile dysfunction. He kept thinking about Mia. He started thinking about Mia. Going on that trip fucked up his dick. I'm gonna just say it. Because he was going to another wedding. He kept thinking about his wedding. To not think about the wedding, let me go have sex. But now Mia's on his mind. He was dreaming about it like every night. They showed a couple of dreams. And then that other girl had popped up in the dream too, the travel agent chick, or the whole, and like, was that like Mia being like, okay, you can talk to her? Because now he was like, maybe I shouldn't be smashing these other chicks. Let me go jog with this chick and hang out with her. And then she broke his heart and was like, no, I'm engaged, bro. So like, and that's it. But back to Quincy, he was going through a lot. Quinton, sorry, he was going through a lot. And I was like, hey, man, stay strong. He, my favorite guy, he right there with Shelby.
Yeah.
Right at the top.
But you know what, with him, it reminds me a little bit of like LJ a little bit, because I would assume that his father had very high expectations for him to go into the family business. And remember the first movie, he was like playing music. Then he was like, oh, maybe I'll become a writer. Or just trying to figure out his way.
What's his path?
Yeah. So it kind of reminds me of that too. I'm not sure of like how that evolved in him going into the family business, but I would assume that his father was kind of pushing him to do one thing, and he was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, I'm just gonna pick and choose anything and see what sticks. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. All right, we gonna let the coup de grace be at the end here. So we're gonna go to Candace next, Regina Hall's character Candace, and then we'll let the fireworks erupt though for the last portion.
Candace had horrible wigs. Her wigs was horrible.
That's what
I don't know, because Regina is beautiful. I don't know why they did. She had one of them Tyler Perry wigs on.
She had horrible.
Why were her wigs so horrible?
I don't know. I think they were trying to age her. I think they were trying to age her.
I think they were trying to show that she was so busy with the PhD she didn't care about her appearance. Maybe, I don't know.
No, but her wigs was bad though before. Her wigs was bad before though.
Yeah, the second movie was trash too. I ain't like that either.
Maybe the budget wasn't that good. Everybody else got wigs, and then they
but sleep. Everybody else's budget was good for their wigs. How your budget messed up for your
her wigs was horrible, and then it just got progressively.
It kept getting worse. Every wig was worse.
But I will say, to Sleep's point, I think because she was so consumed in school, being a parent, a wife, that was the last thing on her mind. So it would just pull back in a ponytail. It was just awful.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I can see that.
So what do y'all think about her character in general overall with the Me Too situation? I literally threw a gift against the wall when he was like, I was like, man, I hope he ain't gonna try to rape her, man.
I knew he was asleep.
I did too, but I was like, maybe he's gonna be different.
I thought it was gonna be different.
I knew it, and this is how I knew it, and I hate admitting this, but reading a lot of articles, knowing a lot of those academia doctor dudes are not all, but most are sleazeballs. Yeah. Like most of them have like sexual misconduct or rape charges or things like that. And so It's because
they're all nerds. Because they're all nerds.
But
and then they're all being a nerd on a joke. But I'm talking about like you were socially not accepted. So therefore, like if I got this opportunity, I'm on it.
And also, not only that, it's because that now that I'm a doctor now and I'm not that nerd anymore, and people perceive me as some prestigious person. Why can't I do this? You know, like it's me. Like, do you know who I am? So why won't you just give it up to me anyway? So I think it has a lot to do with that arrogance in a lot of academia. A lot of doctor, PhD dudes have that arrogance with their academia career and advisors and professors and stuff like that. And I hated that, you know, she had to deal with that, because just imagine a lot of other women that are in PhD programs are trying to break through academia, and they have to deal with their, you know, superiors that they have to talk to.
Misusing the trust. That's what it was. She trusted him and confided in him a lot and relied on him to kind of give her this guidance. And he mistrusted that. He misused it. And I hated seeing that. I hated, especially with the black man. But I hated that moment for her, and her wrestling with it, like not even being able to confide in her husband after it happened. She had to hold that. Like, that's awful. That's awful.
Yeah, no, I agree. I hated that. And I hate that she had to hold that back from her husband. Like, she felt so, I don't want to say insecure, but so violated that she couldn't share it with him. And then it's like you're married to Merch, and we've all collectively agreed, like, you know, you were the very caring man, and you could not give that to him. And I hated that she had to carry that weight with her. So
yeah.
One aspect of her that I really didn't like, not to go a different way, was that you discussed earlier about all these alternative methods of medicine, but sometimes you need some fucking medicine. She had all kind of edibles and weed and shit at the crib and all kind of shit, and wouldn't give her daughter her anxiety meds, and that really pissed me off a lot. Cause I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I understand that you really like alternative methods, and I understand that weed and whatever can help calm you and this, that, the third. But you still altering her state of mind.
I agree with that as well. And then if you remember in the movie, or a series rather, Merch said that he was like, you do know that cocaine came from the earth too, right? And so she got upset because, you know, she was doing all this research on these alternative methods of, you know, medicine. And he had to bring it back to your point. Like, all this alternative medicine ain't really like the best medicine.
So, yeah, Merch was never actually like really, really pro money, but she almost fucked Merch up a couple times. She fucked Merch up with the video that leaked in the movie. Then her daughter shared that she be fucking eating edibles and shit, and that fucked up shit. I'm like, you really fucking my nigga Merch up. Like, you got to slow down. Like, Merch is the most simplest, kindest nigga in this movie, and you really fucking this nigga up. And I was just, because she wouldn't give her, the little girl asked for anxiety meds a couple times. She was like, I just want my medicine. Can I, you know, have some medicine? I think I need to take my medicine. No, eat this fucking gummy. And I was like, I'll whoop your ass. Like, she's clearly in high school.
Or whatever the hell it was. Yeah.
And that bothered me. But yes, her being assaulted was fucked up too. And I do think she was a good, my daughter has woken up. Give me a second. Proceed.
You all good. So, do y'all think that? I thought the dude was like, so I was thinking about, like, I thought she was going, but the play I thought she was going to do was, hey, make sure I get through my PhD, or I'm gonna drop down. But they didn't do that. I was like, oh, she gonna run up on them and be like,
I'm happy they didn't do that either. I'm
glad that didn't happen. That's crazy. Like, yeah. She did the right thing, coming out later and, you know, making sure dude didn't get away with that shit.
Yeah, and do that to anyone else, because obviously he felt comfortable enough, so she wasn't the first that he's attempted that with. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it could have got worse. If Mary Cruz didn't come in, it might have been real ugly. But she
Mary
popped up in
Cruz?
there. She popped in there and saved the day accidentally. She don't even know what she saved.
She don't know what she saved, but I'm happy she came in there too and cleaned that office.
But you know what? Another aspect of her character where she didn't really care about what Merch had going on. I think she had to run out. I think it was when she had to miss, was it the premiere or something like that of the movie? Was it the movie? And then he had to take the girls to some etiquette
No, he
class
just refused to go to
to a
premiere.
Jack and Jane or Jack and
Jill
etiquette class.
But
yeah,
he was gonna do something else, and she was like, "No, I need to do this with that guy for her dissertation or whatever." But she didn't really care about what he had going on because in that moment he was like, "So what about me? Like I have things as well." But it's like she negated all of that and could care less. She again was tunnel vision, similar to like how Jordan is, and was like, "This is what I got to do, so I need you to take care of this." So that was kind of fucked up too.
No, I thought that was definitely fucked up. I feel like she didn't have her priorities straight, and I felt like she was just trying to, because Merch had been playing this, and then you just come up out of nowhere and say, "Hey, I need to go work on this." You should have just navigated your time better.
Both of them was in the wrong on that one because he never told her what the fuck he was doing. He was doing MMA.
Right. She didn't know what he had going on.
I mean, you're not going to the premiere, nigga. What you doing? Like, are you cheating? Like, what the fuck you got going on? Like, so I mean, Merch in this situation, communication is important, and
yes,
and they got that together after that. Like once he found out about the assault, and they got to talking, they were like, we got to communicate, we got to work together, we got to be a team, because both of them were doing things and not necessarily sharing everything, and that doesn't work very well in the relationship. How she was so obtuse and didn't realize this nigga was fighting and training was crazy.
Well, Chloe brought that up earlier. She was like, how does she not know that he's coming home bruised? He's coming home limping.
Like straight oblivious. But the other thing, kids talk a whole lot. So when the kids were showing the video around, they weren't the only 5 that saw it. I'm sure it went around the school. So how did you not be aware of that either? I don't know. Again, her and her academia and what she was doing completely had her whole head.
She just wasn't present. So yeah.
And Merch, out of all of the fellas, Merch was working just fine. Merch was having all kind of quickies in the morning, and his thing Wayne was popping. I say, my nigga Merch.
Hey, Merch would be like, "Hey, is that the signal?" You're like, "All right, cool, let's go."
With bruised up ribs, Merch was getting that thing with fucked up ribs.
He was getting it in regardless. Okay.
With bruised up ribs.
Hey, Merch was hurt. She'd get up and go clean up. Merch would be like, Like, I was like, my man, a real one. Another reason why I like Merch so much. I say, Merch, he getting them goodies by hook or by crook, no matter what. I say that's a real one.
All right, this is it. This is the coup de grace right here. All right.
We do a Harper or Robyn. Which one?
We're gonna do both together. It's gonna be it's better they do. Harper and Robyn.
The marriage that should not have happened because Robyn knew that he was in love with Jordan. Like it wasn't even enough span of time from when they were trying to have sex with each other the day before, and then he proposed to you. Really weird. Like they shouldn't even got married. It shouldn't even went that far, but it did. So I don't even understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. And she kept saying that I don't fit into your world. And she kept saying that I feel like,
It's the first movie. It's the first movie too.
She kept saying I feel like an outsider. And I understand that has to be a difficult situation, knowing that you still hang out with your college friends. All of you guys are super close. And I don't have anybody that I'm close with. So I understand it has to be very difficult. But then again, I think for her, like what they should have did for her, she should have had her own friends, and she probably could have, start hanging out with her own friends. That way she wouldn't feel so out of place. And then what made it difficult, where I just really ain't like her, she kind of had like I don't want to say it, started something emotional with the produce guy or something like that.
The dude at the market dude. Yeah.
The market dude, and then she brought Regina Hall character. I forgot her name that quick. But Regina.
Candace.
Yeah, she brought her character, and then to the market, and her friend said, "This is getting messy. Like, watch out." And you only going to talk to this man? I ain't like that at all, because she was moving sketchy already. And then not only were you moving sketchy with the produce guy, go back to the wedding, right? She was like, I want to stay in, where were they at the resort? Someplace? Some tropical island, I don't remember. But
it was a made up country. I know that.
But she wanted to stay there. If you remember, she was like,
yeah.
I want to stay here too and get a restaurant. And then they come back and she fought everything. Like Like Harper book is doing well, right? And so he was like, okay, let's move up to the Upper East Side. You know how the song go, or the TV show go. And she fought him on that.
Like, to the Jeffersons.
Why are you so not agreeing with him? He is literally providing for you. He's listening to you. And you keep saying, well, no, I don't like this. No, I don't like that. No, I don't like this. And you're shifty. You don't even have like a straight stability on what you want to do. You're so shifty. You wanted to buy a restaurant in a different country. And now you get mad at him when he want to buy you one that's down the street from your house. You do realize you want to buy a restaurant in a different country first. Like, you're so shifty. And then you had to learn to have an emotional affair with the produce guy? Are you serious?
Hey, man. If old girl on that island didn't have a husband, she might have been munching. She had a...
I was waiting for somebody to say that. I low-key thought something was about to pop off.
She was going to be kicking it.
She was trying to get her too on the low. She was trying to get her, and I was like, "Wait a minute, are you?" I saw it. And if anybody else see it, I saw it. I was like, "She's doing enough to want to move there." She was like, "I want to buy a restaurant, and she could be my chef." I was like, "What? Wait a minute!
You've been here for a week.
You've been here for 4 days, and now you want to move here?"
But I think that's why Harp didn't get into every hope and dream that she had, because she shifted it so quickly.
But he was doing it for so long.
Yeah,
he was doing it for so. Daryl made me rewatch the first one. The joke when Harper gets to his friends is they like, well, what is she doing now? She was switching jobs from go. Like, this is her. She been I don't know what I want to do as a person from the get-go. And I hate to say it, I know I do. We all got a friend like that just be like, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that. And I'm like, nigga, we 40, bro. You got to pick something. Like, it's over. Well, you need to make a decision, big dog, because a lot's going on. He even listed some things. He's like, I built you a garden in the backyard.
She did. You won't tend to. That she didn't need to
get back there now. We tried to do an e-commerce business, and I'm like, bro.
Look, hey, Sleep. She had 4 businesses in one series.
She did.
She had the garden
that she wanted.
The e-commerce joint. She had the free thing for the homeless, and then Ghana.
Bro, this restaurant that she wanted to buy, he was out of town. He didn't have a chance to see it or nothing. He was supposed to research it or anything. He was supposed to buy this, and the restaurant, she didn't want to make no money. You pay what you want. This was the thing. Homeless people could come and eat for free. I'm making you a $20 meal. You give me $3 if you got it. Like, I was like, what are you doing? She upped the money that they was donated without even talking to him. That pissed me off. I'm like, so wait.
She had no bread coming in, Sleep.
This nigga the one making the money, and he trying to make more money by writing some more books. And you donating extra money without talking to him? That's why he took the checkbook.
She never consulted him on any of her ideas.
Nah. And again, and Harper trash too. I don't just want to. I'm not just going to pick on Robyn, because Harper's also trash. And sometimes trash people just date trash people. But when after my man said, okay, we getting divorced, I'm not gonna stand in your way if you want to have custody because I'm doing this book thing or whatever. I'm gonna give you half. He didn't contest nothing.
Right.
At the hearing, out of nowhere, at the end of the hearing, yeah, and they're gonna move to Ghana. Man, I want to jump to the TV, so I was like, wait a second, wait a goddamn minute, Ghana?
That was foul. That was foul.
Ghana?
I let you get all the half the paper that you didn't make, like, and I didn't contest it. It was like you got
but
it.
she was okay. She was taking care of the house and taking care of the kids.
No, but like, I'm cool with you having a crib. I didn't contest anything you wanted. But
Right.
you said you're gonna sell my crib and move to Ghana.
Ghana.
Not
he's
even
an active father. He's present. And even if you're looking at divorce, I've never been through a divorce. My parents remained married throughout my life, and I don't know what that looks like. But typically, when you have a child, you're looking out for their best interest. And for her to make a decision like that was not in the interest of her child. She was being selfish and wanting to fulfill her own dreams. And as parents, sometimes we have to make sacrifices. And unfortunately, it's a lot of things I want to do with my life. I have to consider Cameron and what's best for her. So you might have to wait till she's 18 and then you fulfill and you gonna move yourself to Ghana or leave the little girl there with her. But still, it would have been sad either way. If what's her name? Robyn? Is that her name?
Robyn.
If Robyn would have left without her, so it was just foul. She should not have done it, and it was horrible to see that little girl crying out for her daddy.
It was so bad, like
heartbreaking.
Very heartbreaking. And like Chloe said, you do make a lot of sacrifices for your children. You make a lot of sacrifices knowing that you want to do something differently. You can't necessarily think about you and not include your kids. And she did not think about her child. She just wanted to do something but she didn't think about that baby throughout the whole movie. She wanted to live in a whole country when they was just there for a resort, for a wedding. Girl, don't you know you only seeing the nice stuff? She never I'm just being
you ain't got no apartment yet.
She
ain't never considered her, but she didn't consider her, and she didn't consider Harper.
And then what the therapist had told her is that you can't expect Harp to be a mind reader. You have to speak up. So if she had issues for all of these years, she should have said something then versus waiting until it just blew up.
She had issues with years with this. She wasn't feeling the whole thing with her being at the wedding in the first movie.
Exactly. On that. And that's when I started it. They should not have gotten married. There was no basis for them getting married when they did.
Agreed. Harper. He might be the supervillain of all of this because he keep a lot of mess going. Harper keep a lot of just bullshit going, and it is what it is. But he do.
But he didn't keep us with the book in this series. He didn't keep us this bullshit he did before.
Though. No, bro. From the beginning with the book to part 2, wanting to do the fucking autobiography. Yep. And sneaking and asking questions and shit and writing without telling nobody what he was doing.
No, I'm saying the series.
This is the least bullshit he was on.
Yeah,
but he's a habitual line stepper. He step on the line a lot.
He stacked up bullshit though too. He stacked up bullshit.
And the marriage was never going to be successful. I think you guys are correct. They were never on the same page. Harper is like we all said, very career driven, and he's the type of person that it's never going to be enough. Like, what's the next hurdle? What's the next thing I'm gonna do? Let's get more money. Like, he's not going to be content. And you got to be with somebody that has that same mindset, or it's not going to work. One person can't be a go-getter and the other person switch jobs every 2 weeks. Like, that's not going to work. Because the person that's switching jobs is going to feel like she's in that other person's shadow, which is how Robyn felt.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She felt like he's been successful in doing this and doing that, and it's my time to shine. And I'm like, well, he tried to help you shine. He's been trying.
On several different occasions. She lacks consistency. She's so flighty, and she lacks... Clearly, you all can tell I dislike this character. She lacks consistency, and she's so flighty. So you're never going to get to where Harper is if you don't have any types of consistency. You will never get there.
And she wants them to not make no bread, and she ain't bringing in no bread in the hopes of that she bringing in some whatever she's doing is going to work out for them.
Well, I think Harper just got so used to her. I think he was very supportive in the beginning, from what it seemed. They didn't show it all, but I do know she's gone through at least 10 businesses since the first movie and the show. She's done a lot. So it got to the point where he just stopped listening. He like, well, if you're going to do it, but show me. And she was never showing him nothing. And I think when she became an activist, he actually tried to be supportive of that. And then she was like, but I want to buy a restaurant too. Wait a minute. I thought you was just an activist.
And you got the homeless shelter.
You was getting arrested and shit for fucking I thought you now you want a restaurant?
And then, let's talk about that really quick, about how her and him got a whole argument about keeping the baby. She brought the baby to a protest. And I definitely understand from a parental parent perspective. She is young, and when we have protests in St. Louis, I've taken more. And sometimes when they're that young, it can be scary because they have no idea what's going on. And then the protest got violent. It wasn't peaceful. So again, that's a scary situation. So what Harper is saying, he's not trying to say I'm not about the movement, but you have to take in, our daughter and how this is a scary situation for her. You're not, again, she don't think about anybody but herself.
He didn't tell her not to go. He said, just don't take my daughter.
Don't take the baby.
He never was like, why the fuck are you down there? Like, he was literally like, hey, she's a kid.
She was small.
Like, why are you taking my daughter down here? And you didn't got arrested. Like, who the fuck was watching the baby while your ass was arrested?
Exactly.
Robyn pissed me off at least 5 times. And I was just mad. I was like, well, what? And again, I don't want to be the guy. Well, Harper was fucked up too. Like, I know. But Robyn was fucked up, yeah.
I agree with you, Sleep.
And look, Harper's gonna be fucked up. He's the fucked up dude, though. That's his whole thing, is to be the fucked up guy. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But like real talk with the premiere thing, that pissed me off like high level. Like, yo, my movie premiere B.
She went though. They compromised. She went.
Yeah, I know, but I get the compromise. But she was cool at first. She was gonna like fuck it. Period. Like she wasn't even trying to compromise at first.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I ain't gonna make it.
And
this is my movie. Keep in mind, this movie took 6-7 years to come out because he was talking about that in 2015 with them in the islands. That shit didn't come out to like 2021, 2022. Bro. And she was like, no, I'm good. I got to go do this thing for some shit you spending money on that we ain't even got up and going on, or some other shit.
No, she popped that on him the last minute too. Like the day before. She was like, yeah, I ain't going. You knew he wasn't going. Like, you knew, like, she just really bothered me. But I was proud of him because he was like, I'm not gonna go to the after party. I'm gonna come to
support you. Yeah.
And then she was nice.
So my original thing was, I thought nobody was gonna show up. I thought everybody's gonna have a reason not to show up, and it's gonna be like a fucked up thing that then nobody showed up to this premiere. Like, so everybody had all this different drama going around, and they couldn't make it. Especially when Murph said, I couldn't make it, and his wife couldn't make it. Oh, they're going to make a reason for everybody can't make it for whatever reason. But they didn't, which ended up making it, you know what I'm saying, a different.
And I'm glad that they didn't, because there would have been all types of drama. Because why agree to it if you're not going to go, you know?
No, but I'm saying, like, let's say Q had his heart attack then so they're at the hospital with that, which happened later in that same night. Let's say you move that up.
No, I understand.
Jordan got a late meeting and she forget about it. Oh shit, I forgot about it. I'm looking at my phone. Oh shit, I was supposed to be there. Jordan not there though, so that's 3 people. Then Lance getting into it with his son. He lived all the way in Jersey. That's 30-45 minute drive. He getting into it with his son. Him and his son not there. Boom. That's everybody. Nobody's there now.
Oh no, I get it. I was really upset with Harper. Harper just makes bad decisions.
He does.
When he tried to link up with Nia Long, I was like, come on, man, again?
That's a repeat, yeah.
Y'all just went through therapy. You and your flighty ass wife just went through therapy. You did this awesome gesture, going to see her speech, and 20 minutes later, you at the bar drink. I was like, dog, like, what are you doing?
But it makes sense though, Sleep. It makes sense.
How it makes sense?
How it makes sense? Yeah, what like
because he was still pissed off in general from the original thing. I think he just did that just because out of obligation, not because he wanted to, which is the fucked up part of Harper. He did that out of obligation, not necessarily because he loved her. He did it because she was bitching about it. Like, this is why, all right, I'm going to show up. Cool, but I'm back out in a minute.
She made him leave, though.
I think so.
She made him leave. He wasn't going to stay.
He was going to say, I think because they went to therapy, I think he was making a genuine effort to be present for her.
Right, and so he was like, I'm back in the street. You put a fish back in the water.
Initially, that wasn't his plan. He would have stayed. She told him to go back because
she told him to leave.
That was for him.
Like, she didn't want to seem selfish.
Yeah, but this is a predator, right? He's in predator mode. She don't know that, but
he wasn't in predator mode at first.
Predator mode.
No, everybody was gonna be there.
No, he was in predator mode.
No,
I disagree. He was in predator mode as soon as she said she wasn't gonna go. He already was like, "Oh, word."
He was not thinking.
He was not.
All right, see, y'all don't know predators.
Daryl, I got to disagree with you.
We don't know sleeve balls. We don't like.
That man was not even
Harper's petty though too. Harper's petty.
Harper is petty.
I don't think he was petty.
I do believe Harper petty. And this,
but not in this instance.
Not at that moment.
He thought that the whole crew was going to be at the after party, but they weren't there. LJ had got the tripping, so Morris Chestnut had dipped. LJ got the tripping, so Lance was like, "We got to dip." And then Shelby and Q always horny, so they dipped. He really thought that the whole crew was going to be at the after party.
Yeah. But he could have been like, "Oh, well, shit, let's go and roll back out." He's like, "No, I'm Darth Vader. This is my moment."
That was not it, bro.
It was a bad judgment call. I don't think he planned it.
He didn't plan it.
I don't think he planned it, but here's where he went wrong though. Like when he went to the after party, he saw it was just him and Nia Long's character. They should have just had that one little drink and they both should have went home.
Because they know each other. They both. I think they should have known each other. It was late. Him even coming back to her place, like that shit was foul. Like,
they shouldn't even did that little
walk. It wasn't Darth Vader.
No, he was just a dumb nigga. He just had a dumb nigga moment. He had a dumb nigga moment. Yeah, like those happen. He had a dumb nigga moment.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
But one thing I do like about the movie, and one thing that I just, in general, even though they were in somewhat, did mean things to friends, they still were there for each other. Like when Robyn left, Harper boys came and just did what they did, and that's sometimes you just.
Yes, when I say I teared up, I'm a crier anyway, so that's nothing new. But I straight teared up seeing them like come prepared, trying to get him out of that little funk, just being present. We ain't even got to talk about it. We just
be
gonna
present.
be there, you know what I'm saying? And everybody got their own shit going on, you know what I'm saying? But they showed us.
But you don't see that from men. That was dope because you don't see that from men on that level.
That's why I like it.
I would say black men particularly. You never get to see that. It's more of anything like, fuck these bitches, nigga, let's go get some money. Like, no, like they just came in, was like, they ain't even talk to them. They just set up everything. We finna play cards, dog. We here for you.
And I that was dope. That was really, really dope. Robyn came through. She let the kid come back to America, for the award ceremony or whatever.
Good luck her going back.
She didn't come back, but she sent her mother.
No, I'm saying good luck with the kid going back.
Nah, man. Okay, so listen.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm making him
out.
Darth Vader now.
I was pissed at the crew when he was like, "I want custody," then, and the crew was like, "Harper, you fucking." I was like, "No, y'all are his friend, and she moving together. Why the fuck don't y'all have his back right now?"
But Terrence Howard did.
What'd you say?
Terrence Howard.
He's the only one.
You did.
He's the only one.
Terrence Howard barely did. As soon as Shelby said something to him, he was like, "What the fuck?"
No, he was like, "No, my boy should be having this kid."
So
that's what they got their argument. It's like, I can't do shit anyway. I can't do this. I don't want to be with this.
Yeah, that pissed me off. I was like, what, Daryl? Me and you we both have one kid, one little girl. If Chicago, I could live with that. Fuck it, Seattle, ideal. I'll fly out there. Nigga, Ghana, that's a 10-hour flight.
Oh, look here, man.
It's more than 10-hour flight. Ghana,
like 18.
Bruh, Ghana. Oh my God, I wouldn't even know. I'm definitely fighting for custody.
That she there for like 3 years. She can do that. And she come live with me for the rest of the time. That's the only time I would do that. And she got to be in the paperwork.
He better than me. I'd have fought that tooth and nail.
Yeah. No, I'm saying my first thing. All right, cool. We gonna go to. She gonna go there for 3 years. She come back in 4th grade. She stay with me until she she figure out her own way. She can come back here though. I can let her do 3 or 4 years there. Cool. Or I'm emptying out 401ks and we going to war.
Yeah, I just don't, and I guess I understand what Sleep's saying. Like my friends didn't even like back me up on that because it, like you said, it wasn't like they moving like across the country or even in Canada. She's moving to Ghana, and you all didn't back me up on that. Like for real, y'all see that she's moving to Ghana, and as my friends, you see that she's been flighty the entire time. So for her to go up and move to Ghana, y'all not gonna have my back. Like she moving.
Jordan didn't even have his back. I'm like, Jordan, of all people, did not have his back. You? I said,
no, Jordan did. No, Jordan came in. No,
she walked out with him. She walked out with
him.
Okay. She got into it with everybody else.
Merch didn't have his back because Merch kept saying this is going to get messy. But we talked about that earlier. Sometimes you got to get a little messy to clean some situations up. And with this situation, it should have got messy. I understand that he just folded because he just, it was getting, I guess, too messy for him. But nah, if the writer would have said he continues to have a battle throughout, I would have been okay.
Man, if his daughter would have gave that food to that homeless man, he would have fought that. That gave him the epiphany to be like, well, maybe my ex-wife ain't so bad. I was like, you soft ass nigga. I said, wait a goddamn minute. Because your daughter gave a homeless man some food, you gonna let her go to Ghana? I said, we different. And maybe I ain't got enough money. I don't know. I said, I ain't that rich to fly to Ghana when I feel like it. And he wouldn't even go.
She using Harper money.
I think it's a bigger issue where we feel like because it's the mother that they should have primary custody. And I think that's what men battle a lot when they try to either make it joint or try to establish full custody on their own, is that we just assume that the child should be with their mother and not trying to take into account like the relationship these children have with both parents and how important it is to have both parents consistently in their lives. And I wish they would have dove into that more because I think that was very unfair for that child just to be uprooted from her father like that.
She told that baby.
That's very unfair.
She told that baby, your father gonna cook you breakfast in the morning, but didn't tell him that shit. And then when he wasn't there, made him look like a horrible guy. I said, you didn't even tell this nigga he supposed to be cooking. Like,
exactly.
I ain't forgot about that.
You got to share shit. Let me know.
French toast, they gonna cook French toast in the morning.
Especially if we beefing already, we already beefing. Tell me to pop up in the morning and make the French toast, so I know to come and make the French toast. Because now I look like a bad guy. That's sabotage to me. I was like, she poisoning this damn child against him, and that's not cool.
No, it's not. I didn't like that either.
Little things like that piss me off. I was like, ooh, I'll make my sisters jump you, Robyn. I can't hit you because you're a woman. But my sisters, boy, they'll whip your ass.
And then how's she going to support herself in Ghana?
She got half of his money. That's how.
That's true.
No, literally, that's how.
That's true.
She ain't had no jobs. She ain't made no money this whole time since 91.
That's what I was asking.
Dang, that's crazy. And then because the little girl says he's giving her child support for the little girl. So she got bread consistently coming in.
They split the house.
Think about
that is so
when the bread was
that's so fucked up, right?
That's wrong as hell.
That's wrong as hell. You gonna take
so think about remember in Best Man 2, The bread was all messed up. She wasn't worried about it because she wasn't bringing no bread. She was stressing him like, what are we doing about your next book? We need money. She wasn't bringing no bread in.
And trying to set him out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
New movie, they got too much money. Well, why you want to write this book? What? Girl, let this man make money.
Why you want to move up to a nicer place?
Find your dreams. Mm-hmm.
Hey, my man had a good reason too. He said better school districts, Harlem gentrified now. It's white people here anyway. We might as well move to a better place for white people. I said, you know what? This nigga makes sense. I said, that makes sense to me.
You got a point. Harper.
Hey, Harper made sense in this series way more though, man.
I think he had to make up for his fuck ups in the past. He tried to make everybody aware, get their, their blessing to proceed with this movie and everything.
True.
So I think he.
But he also had to get karma from the first two movies too. He had to get karma from all the first two movies too. So like, all the shit he's going through is shit that he did in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. God, I wish it wouldn't have ended. I'm gonna be honest. I needed 3 more episodes. I needed some more.
Maybe at least get to 10. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Terrence Howard, we'll see him for like 2-3 years. Terrence Howard might need a little bread. Malcolm Lee, you probably can come back though, potentially. And just
hey man, if Howard don't want to come back, just have him have another heart attack, dog, and he can just die off screen. Just kill him off screen.
You done killed him off.
Kill him off screen. Hey, kill him off screen and keep the party. Mia died, and
so you gonna keep going until you kill off the characters?
I mean, he had a heart attack already. It's not that far fetched for him to have another heart attack. That's all I'm saying. Because it's not going to continue because.
So will it be Quinton or will it be me? Not Mia, but Jordan? Because remember, she has health issues too.
Well, she quit her job, so I think she's good now. She quit and was going to get herself together.
She relieves some of her stress.
Hey, what did she have when she was going blind? Did they ever say what she had? Like, she couldn't see sometimes. I was like, what?
We don't know anything.
I think anxiety.
Oh, I'm like,
anxiety don't do that. I think it was really something like, I don't know if it's blind. It could be like a brain something.
Then she thought she was pregnant for a minute. I was like, not Terry Silver got you. I was like, God damn.
I thought the next setup would be for her to adopt a kid solo on a solo.
Ooh.
That would be a nice.
That would be
for the next season. We're gonna speak into existence. That would be nice.
She adopted a kid. Harper's trying to figure out like a dating in a new age because Jordan don't want to be with him, so he got to get back in these streets. And these streets is rough. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm glad she didn't make herself like that. What do they call it? The buffer person. Like right after a relationship.
The rebound.
She was like, no, I'm not gonna be there for you. Like, we're gonna end this right now because it would have been so easy to try to fulfill what could have been.
Yep.
And she was like, nah, we ain't even gonna entertain it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I would love to see.
So my ideas then Lance becomes a head coach, but then his son is being his son on the highest level, and he got to deal with it being the head coach, and his players would be like, "We can't respect you. What about your son?"
What happened to the other kid? What happened to the other son?
He has 2 young kids that we didn't hear nothing about. We saw.
No, they were at the table. When he met old girl, they was all at the table.
But we didn't see the youngest.
What happened to the other kids?
They were at the table. All 4 were at the table.
They were, but again, we never saw them throughout.
Yeah, that's fine. We can get them later on. I'm saying Lance gonna get into a fight with that same little running back later on. Like you ain't got your son in check with his madness. You can't tell about me being a man. And he got a whole thing being a head coach. And that whole drama with that.
And then his second marriage after the passing of his first wife.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to see.
Because she's younger. Calling her name.
Daryl, let's get the script together and send it to him, bro. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Because he gonna have sex with her and call her name.
That's messy. Come on, man.
Look, I know how to write this shit, dog.
You watched way too much Huntsville.
You right?
All that shit.
This a BET show
No,
now.
that's the way you make it feel like that, where you put that heat into it.
Bro, you making Empire now. You can take it somewhere else.
No. Because he already was calling her name and dreaming about her. You got to have that injected into that.
Empire.
I don't want to see that.
We're not gonna turn this into a Tubi movie, Daryl. No,
it's not Tubi. It's not Tubi. No, we're not. Ain't no drug dealers came in yet, so like that's why like
there will be no drug dealers in this.
No Erica Mena.
No Erica Mena either. No.
Ooh.
But it could be. I would love to see just a new movie of just black men. So it was a movie with what was it called? Brothers.
The Brothers.
Yeah. And The Wood.
That was really good. Like The Wood. I think we should have a new black, male movie. I think that would be amazing.
I'm gonna give a shout out to our girl Risha that executive produces Brother Johnson on Bounce TV. Shout out to her. That's our homie.
Good people.
She's executive producer of that on Bounce TV. It's basically like what you're saying, no Chloe, but it's on TV, a TV scripted.
Okay, that's awesome. I would love to see more of that. I think we have a lot of black women ensembles. I would love to start seeing men.
Look, Sleep. We can make her. He's with April, old girl, Omarion's girl. That's his girlfriend. Is. Let him be with her and on camera and all that drama that being with somebody that young and you that old. Let's go.
Hey, man.
I never realized that about you, actually.
Why you like so much drama, dog?
No, I know how to write. I know drama. I know the concept of it. I know what it's going to bring people to be mad. If April walk out there being his girl, you know how many people will be mad and be in the comments? It's on, baby. It's on, baby.
I actually think they're a cute couple, man. She keep them young.
I think they're a cute couple too.
If we making TikTok videos and shit, that they could be dancing. Like I fuck with it.
Me too.
But if she's on the TV show next season, it's gonna bring heat if they bring it back. But it'll bring heat.
The way it went off,
you gotta go on one day with her.
Terrence Howard retired, bro. I think this might be. I hate to say it. This might be. This might be it.
This is third time retiring.
I think he'll come back because I love Shelby and I love Quinton. So he has.
Or we could get Flex to take over his role.
Who?
I don't care for Flex. I don't know why. I do not care.
You don't like Flex, Chloe? I think we talked about this before though, and I was real disappointed.
We did. We did. Well, no, you said New Jack City is coming. Did you say he was gonna be in there? I think I might do that. That's the 2 days after my birthday. I think I'm gonna do that. February 18th.
That's what's up.
Oh my God. Hey, this was fantastic.
Ladies, thank y'all for doing this. I'm splitting this up. It's gonna be 2 different episodes. So
hey, y'all funny. I like working with y'all. Womanology, y'all look great.
Everybody know where they can hit y'all up
at.
Fantastic.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for doing the spur of the thing. This me and Sleepy came up with this literally 2 o'clock.
I was getting cussed out on Facebook because I was talking about it, and people was like, Harper trash. And you just a nigga, fuck you. And I was like, damn.
What did they have receipts? If we're looking based on the series, what did they say that he fucked up on? I don't really see.
This is the argument. People was like, Harper moved into a house and they didn't even have no heat. And I was like, no, the heat just went out. Like
he went out.
I'm like, the heat worked at first. Or they was like, she didn't even want to move into the house. And I was like, but she agreed to it. It's a scene where she was like, we can move.
Exactly.
Harper was a deadbeat dad. I was like, he was only gone for a couple months. Like he don't be down with the holidays. He missed one Christmas. Like why y'all just making up these scenarios?
Making up different scenarios. He was working. People forget that when you are an author, you do take long, extended periods of time to write. That's part of the job. I believe Barack Obama, in Michelle's book that I do not like, but she did mention. That's a whole nother thing. But in Michelle's book, Becoming, she did mention that at one part of their marriage, he had to write them out of debt. And so he was like, I'm about to go here for 6 weeks, and I gotta write this book, right? And he did, and he wrote them out of debt. So when you are Arthur, that's what happened.
And my thing is, Michelle was at least a lawyer doing her thing. This woman has had 15 jobs and they got no bread. Who gonna bring bread?
Why the jobs keep getting more?
She got 25 jobs.
I'm just saying, though, man. The clock still's going. I bet she got 3 new jobs in Ghana.
My only thing,
We like them girls that move to Houston or Atlanta, or them dudes that don't want to move back. But
I don't think she's gonna last in Ghana. I give her 2.
I don't think so either.
I don't think she. I don't even give her.
I don't think so either.
I think they gotta bring it back. They can show her move back. They can show her move.
And you want to know something? When she moved back, she gonna go with the market man. That produce.
I don't think so. I think that was one-sided. I don't even think he was looking at her like that. I think he was.
I will say this.
But that is even better though, because that means that if she downgraded for a man, that's a man's thing, a messed thing for a psyche of a man. If you think a woman downgraded with the next.
Hey, I don't care what nobody say. Dude was petty as fuck. You wait till New Year's at midnight to text her like, yeah, the restaurant got bought. Come on, nigga. Come on, petty nigga.
I do remember that.
Come on, little petty. Dude was petty as hell. He texted her at midnight. Hey, I know you wanted that restaurant, but it's gone.
You can hit me up 7 hours before, or maybe 7 hours later in the morning.
Like at 2:00 p.m. that day.
Why would she go back and be in the cold ass apartment in the cold ass house? You got all your people got money. All of them doing that.
You could have got a hotel at Quinton Daddy Hotel.
You could have stayed at Quinton house. Quinton house is nice.
Anywhere else. Mm-hmm.
Like,
they
why
got
would
no bread though. She putting 20% extra for the poor people. She could have got her a nice room over at the Waldorf if she wanted it.
Bro, she went back and had old boy bring her some heaters. I said, well, man, if you don't go so goddamn word. He might have did like her. He was doing a lot to not like her.
That's what I'm saying. That produce man liked her, so she gonna be with the produce man because she couldn't be with the lady friend in whatever country she was in.
See, sleazeball. I truly think he waited to midnight to pull the sleaze move. Hey, your husband didn't get that restaurant.
Sleazeballs after sleazeballs.
Your husband didn't get that restaurant. Happy New Year. That's a sleazy move right there. Like that's
so
Happy New Year though. Your dream is dead.
The dude with Jordan.
Terry Silver, definitely a sleaze, 100%.
So 2 sleazeballs.
And the professor was a sleaze too.
Oh yeah, he hands down a sleazeball.
He was big sleaze.
Yeah. And then I think the other dude is a half stalker, the dude down in the islands.
Oh, that he is a stalker. Taking
he
pictures
was a stalker.
of me. Why? I'm not aware. That's weird.
How did he get her phone number to send her the picture? Did they ever explain it?
Weird.
She was like, the picture's beautiful. I was like, maybe he airdropped it. iPhone. He might have airdropped it. Because
she got her airdrop on. Okay.
Because if not, that's a real sleazy move. That's a sleazy move right there.
Weird.
He was ready to smash too, but she wasn't going. And then she was ready to go, and then he wasn't going. He was turned off. He's like, no, I'm good.
He was turned off at that point.
Sometimes it's to chase. Yeah.
Great freaking show. I hope they make another one. They probably won't. But if they do, see y'all in 4 years. We can do this again.
That's a great way to end it.